Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Robson here again. I can't take any credit whatsoever for this workflow. This is one of Andrew's, but Dave Cardwell's asked me to knock this a couple of videos out tonight. This one is on tileable textures. So, first things first, stick your default material on it and stick it onto white because you're going to want to know what you're doing. Now I'm going to put the wireframe on using the W key, and you can see there's 9 faces on this particular plane. Look at the UVs, that's our UV space, 1. Alright? Each of those faces is mapped to exactly the same point on the UV map, which completely fills the UV first tile. Alright? If you need to know what that means, you need to look it up. But think of it as you've got your 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3 going that way, and then you've got them going up that way, and they've all got a number, okay? The one that you normally see UVs in, that's the one that every single one of these faces stacked on top of each other, like playing cars, just going bump, 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 right up. So when we paint on one, we can paint on all of them. Now what I'm going to do is just quickly subdivide it a couple of times, just because it helps things out. And I'm going to create just a 2K diffuse, okay? Right, I've got the wireframe, leave it on for the moment. I'll just pick an image. Let's find something from, is this my corrected one? We'll try a look and see what we have. Something that's going to be interesting. Try some elephant skin. Right, try that one there. It's been corrected in Photoshop. I took the shadows and the highlights of it. So if it looks a bit flat, that's the reason why. I'll make a stencil. Okay? Hold on the S key and bring it all down with your right mouse. Is that the right mouse button? I've got to remember because it's all mapped to my Wacom tablet. But I know you guys what I mean. Projection brush, stick it on 100, and that can just basically paint like this, or like magic. And there's a small man who used to be a magician in the UK used to say, "I like it." But the difference is you like this a lot. Q to get rid of it. Get rid of the wireframe with W. Now you've got a tileable texture now. It's got a few bits and pieces, so why don't we dirty it up a bit and see what we can come up with. So why don't we stick a bit of rhino over the top. But this time I want to take the projection brush and stick it down to 23 or something. Stick the W key back on again and just beat the hole down and scale the brush up, and I can just try and just make it a bit irregular, and there you go, one tile texture. So what happens if you wanted a bump map for this? Well, to be honest, you can export this and re-import it, but what about displacement? Okay, this is the magic bit that everybody forgets over the last day. If you've read the help files, you'll have read all about this, but you may not have appreciated it. So what I'm going to do is create a bump channel. Right, but I'm going to make a 32-bit floating point TIFF. So what we'll be painting now is, to all intents and purposes, a displacement map. So we can use our white and just quickly paint across like that. You see, it's just make whatever designs we want. It's not going to win the awards. There you go. See, why don't we try undoing it and sticking a steady stroke on. Stick our tail in again and just make it like that, and then try and give an interesting design. I'm going to create a dry spot tonight because this doesn't look out of my usual standard. But you get the idea. We can also, of course, you want to stick it further inwards and make a big dot in the middle like that, and like that, and like that. Now, the best thing about that is this bump map, as it's in 32 bits, I'm going to export it. Right? I'll export this, and I'll just put it in the default textures, and I'll call it test. Like that. I'll turn it off. Now, we're going to need to add a bit more in the subdivision levels at the moment, because we're quite low. Let's see what we can take it up to. So on 0.5 mil, should go up to 2 mil. Remember, each time you subdivide, your face count multiplies by 4, so 2.3 million. So let's go to map, sculpt using displacement map. Okay, select the mesh, then I just need to get this from in here, and there's a test one. Alright, there you go, it's sculpted. Want to stick a diffuse on the back, just if you're wondering what it looks like, there you go. You've painted a tileable displacement and texture. Do the same thing for any type of texture. There you go. It's as simple as that. I'm going to do another video in a few minutes that's going to cover getting stuff in and out of Photoshop. So we're going to see this thing again. Okay?